wived the project in the early days. Thank you for joining. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize colleagues in IITA that have taken some different associations in Benue, represented by Mr. Chia Francis and also Reverend Onyemachi from Abia. We also expect to have Pastor Shegun Adewumi in the house, and if he's there, thank you for joining. Last but not the least is the committee chair, a committee member from the National Variety Relay Seed Council, in person of Dr. Sunday Aladele, who is also with us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of this event. And may I also plead once again that if you are not speaking, just put your mic on mute so that we have a great event. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Can I quickly recognize Dr. Eke Okoro, also from National Roots Crop Research Institute, joining us. He's here with us now.
All right, thank you so much, Tessie. And may I also go back to you, Tessie, to invite the Executive Director for NRCRI, Professor Ukpabi, to give us the welcome address. Thank you, Tessie.
Thank you very much. I want to sincerely and with respectfully invite my Executive Director, Professor Joseph Ukpabi Joseph, to give his opening address. Executive Director, sir.
Thank you, Godwin and Tessie. The Executive Secretary, Agri-State Council of Nigeria, the Director General of NASC, CEOs and directors present in this meeting, President Nigeria Cassava Growers Association, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, those in Africa and from outside Africa. I welcome you all to this maiden event of adoption of brand names for cassava varieties in Nigeria. I would like to make a special welcome to members of Basics 2 Steering Committee who are joining from different parts of the globe. Today, we are here to officially adopt brand names for varieties of one of the most important staples in Nigeria, that is cassava. In recent past, NRCR also hosted a similar event for yam. We did it with USFA Project and IITA. Cassava varieties are currently known by their official names, and sometimes these names are inconsistent and they are given by individual farmers. With the introduction of cassava projects like Basics, Next Gen Cassava, and Harvest Plus that tailor cassava needs, that is from breeding to seed systems to processing and consumption, brand names for cassava varieties have become an imperative. These projects came together to constitute the process for cassava variety naming through the leadership of NRCRI. We are very grateful to IITA for the strong support and collaboration that led to this day's event. In this context, we can say that the name that will be announced at this ceremony will be, do you hear me?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. We can say that the name that will be announced at this ceremony will be nationally adopted and accepted as farmers, seed producers, processors, and consumers from different
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
From different parts of the country are participating in this process. We hope this event will continue as breeding for newer improved variety continues. We hope that it will also help to change the game in the seed system of fruit and tuber crops in Nigeria, and also serve as a model for other African countries. Thank you all. The person speaking is Professor Okpabi, Joseph Okpabi, Executive Director and Chief Executive of NRCRI. I thank you again. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Okpabi, for that wonderful address. At this point, we are going to call on stakeholders to give goodwill messages. For, if it's possible, if you can keep it very short for 2 minutes, that would be great. And to start the goodwill message, I'd like to invite the project leader, Professor Latif Sani, to give a 2-minute goodwill message. Thank you, Prof.
To God be the glory. I want to, on behalf of formidable team of Basic 2, right from our leader, Fred Dixon, to Regina Kapenga in Tanzania, and to all of us that are also seated, extend our profound gratitude to all the breeders and scientists that work together, culminating to this naming ceremony. We want to place on record that farmers need to have good names of varieties, marketable names that will be able to help them to sell the cassava anywhere in the world. And that is the essence of today's meeting. If we do it well and we promote cassava, we all know that cassava is an engine for industrial development. It's an engine to create wealth and also employment opportunity while stabilizing our African polity. Thank you very much for today's event.
A round of applause to him. Thank you. Let me invite Lawrence Kent from the Gates Foundation to give us his goodwill message. Lawrence, please.
Hi, Gavin. I'm just trying to find my video thing here. You surprised me. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm here in Seattle at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and I just wanted to pass on my words of congratulations to everybody present here, but particularly to the National Root Crop Research Institute for taking this very important step. I believe that baptizing the new cassava varieties with names that farmers can remember and that seed entrepreneurs can market and promote as brands will increase sales of planting material of improved variety. And when farmers plant the new varieties, their yields, their nutrition, and their well-being will go up. So big congratulations to everybody here, especially the National Root Crop Research Institute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, for that. Let me invite Lauren Good, if he's still in the house, to give us his goodwill message. Lauren Good, please.
Godwin, please, can before you call him, can I recognize the Royal Highness in the house?
Okay, Tessie.
His Royal Majesty is Dr. Ajomiwe. He's in the house with us. Eze Ajomiwe is in the house with us. Eze, you're welcome.
All right,
Dr.
thank you.
Damian Joku, you're welcome. Dr. Charles Ambadi, you're also welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tessie, for that. If Lauren Good is not there yet, let me invite Thea Graham, the director for RTD, to give us his goodwill message.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted this is moving ahead. It's a really major bottleneck in Nigeria, the absence of a clear naming system. We see that there's huge scope in adopting improved varieties, but farmers don't really know what they're growing. There's a lot of So I got muted there. Go. 1 second, I've got to... Yeah, that should be okay now. Yeah, I'm unmuted. Yeah, so there's a real problem in terms of getting broader adoption of improved varieties. We know that improved varieties can give higher yields and big benefits for farmers and the country, but often there's confusion at the level of farmers about what they're actually growing. So unless we have clearer names, then I think we're not going to get a breakthrough. So we need clear names, and those clear names, I'm looking forward to this translating into improved adoption impacts.
Dr. Thierry Graham, for your kind words. I will move quickly to invite the other colleagues to give their Goodwill messages. But before I do that, let me recognize Dr. Regina Kapinga, who joined us in the meeting. Thank you so much for being part of this meeting. Regina and colleagues from MIDA are also in the house. I can see Ashley. She's been here since the beginning of the meeting. We appreciate your participation, Ashley, and your team over there. Let me invite Dr. Ismail Rabi from Next Gen Cassava for his Goodwill message, if he's there. Dr. Rabi, please.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's indeed a pleasure and honor to partake in this important meeting. I represent my colleagues in the Next Gen Cassava Breeding Project, the project that was started in 2013. It involves many breeding programs in Africa, including IITA, the National Root Crop Research Institute in Nigeria, NACRI in Uganda, TARI, Tanzania, and we have also brought on board partners from Embrapa in Brazil and SIAT in Colombia. And this is really critical for Africa because we can be able to tap into the source of elite germplasm from those parts of the world. The goal of Next Gen project is to empower farmers through innovative and sustainable cassava breeding. The whole idea is to really tap into the modern tools and resources that are currently available, including use of genomics, include the use of databases, and other technologies to ensure that the quality of the data is high in order to drive the genetic gain forward. So on behalf of my colleagues, I'm very, very excited to be part of this. We're actually calling from Warri, where we are on a tour of the on-farm trials, trying to inspect the lines that are coming through the first line.
To invite Dr. Paul Ilona, who is the country director for Harvest Plus, and also the chair of the Basics 2 project, for his Goodwill message. Paul, please.
Thank you so much, Godwin. We have all looked forward to this day.
The recording has stopped. This meeting is being recorded.
Can you hear me, Godwin?
Yes, go on. Thank you.
Oh, great, great. So I'm saying this day, we've all looked forward to this day, and I'm happy that today we are here to ensure that we give the right names to our varieties. I cannot but just say congratulations to the team for a job well done. But then just jokingly, when you have a new baby and the baby goes without a name that you can recognize, it's tough to get the baby to fix very well into the system. And so baptizing our varieties, I must confess to you, is one great mark that we're making. And I think Nigeria will be grateful, Africa will be grateful for this great initiative. And I look forward to all of us working together to ensure that we sustain this effort. So from Harvest Plus, I say thank you to the team. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, Paul, for the warm remarks. And we have seed entrepreneurs with us, and I'm going to Benue to invite Mr. Chia Francis, who is representing the seed entrepreneurs there. Mr. Chia, are you there? So we can hear from you a Goodwill message. You can unmute and go ahead, please.
I'm Iju somewhere, representing Francis Chia, who is unavoidably absent.
Can we hear from your side? You are mute, please. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I am Iju somewhere, representing Francis Chia, the president, who is unavoidably absent. I am the PRO. So on behalf of the Benue State Seed Producers Cooperative Union, we are delighted to be invited and participate in a variety naming exercise. This exercise couldn't have come at a better time than this because our members are always struggling to better understand the technical names of the varieties. Now that common names are here, the varietal names, our members no longer have any challenge regarding remembering, marketing, and other of their products. We sincerely thank the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, IITA, the Basics 2 project, and other organizers, too numerous to mention, for inviting us. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much for your kind words from the seed entrepreneurs. We appreciate that. Let me go to Tessie. Tessie, are you there?
Yes,
if the seed entrepreneurs from Abia are online, please can you connect them to give us a Goodwill message?
Yeah, they are online. I'm going to invite, before I go on, I want to respectfully invite His Royal Majesty, Eze Ajomiwe, to make a brief remark. Eze Ajomiwe, sir. Eze, are you ready? Great. Eze, you're muted. Please, can you unmute? Your Royal Majesty, sir, can you unmute?
I'm really happy, and I know we are going to do tremendous achievements.
Calor en la huevada. Tengo calor en la huevada. Como si me comiera un plato no de pavada. Calor en los hue, calor en los hue, calor en los hue.
It appears that noise coming somewhere.
Okay. All right.
Can you move and invite the seed entrepreneurs from Abia to speak to us if Reverend is there?
Yes, I am going to invite Reverend Father Onyemachi from the Abia Seed Entrepreneurs to speak on behalf of his group. Reverend Onyemachi, please. Reverend Onyemachi, please. Eze, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Can we have Reverend Onyemachi present his goodwill message?
All right, let's see, probably the technology is not being sorted. We soon be fixed from your end, and then we come back to the seed entrepreneurs. But I think for us to gain some time, may I move forward and invite the National Variety Release Committee, Dr. Sunday Aladele, for his goodwill message.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sunday Aladele. It is with great pleasure that I join others in congratulating National Root Crop Research Institute on this special occasion of providing farmers some friendly names or identity in order for them to be able to market their varieties. I believe this will drive productivity and also marketability. On behalf of the chairman, National Variety Release Committee, and other members, I wish to congratulate in advance the successful naming ceremony of some of the varieties by rebranding them. I believe that this will give more visibility to these varieties. And in addition, it's going to improve communications among the farmers, especially now that cassava seed is going into serious business. Once again, I want to thank you for inviting me, and I wish you successful naming ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sunday, for your kind words. And may I quickly invite Lauren Good. He has joined us, and for him to give us his goodwill message. Lauren Good, please.
Thank you, Goodwin. And I'm pleased to see you all meeting there, and am also pleased to hear about the naming ceremony. I think, as you all know, that it's much easier to remember a catchy name than it is just a breeding number, and especially since the breeding numbers tend to start all sounding the same, it gets much more difficult for a farmer to remember. So I think that this is a great move. We're really looking forward to seeing how companies can use use names of the varieties coming out as a way of furthering their popularity. So I wish the team very good success in this, and congratulate you on the good work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lauren, for your kind remarks.
Thanks.
Let me invite Professor Garba Shurubutu from the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, the umbrella body of research. He is joining us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. Please, can you take some time to give us your goodwill message?
Well, thank you very much. It's really my pleasure at this moment in time to participate in this naming ceremony. This naming ceremony is coming at a time.
Die to America. Die. True American die.
Hello?
Please go ahead, please.
Now, I am really very pleased to have witnessed at this point in time. Now, it's very interesting this time around because just week before last, we were at the level of the bilateral meeting for the 2021 budget. And one of the serious challenges that was actually put before the Honorable Minister of Agriculture is the fact that we have to rejig our research system for them to be able to produce not only viable seed or seedlings, but seedlings that can easily be identified by our farmers. Now, the complex name has always presented a problem to most of our farmers, who majority reside in the rural areas and are not very literate. I think that this is an opening stage for us to actually key into the demand of our farmers. I want to congratulate at the first stage the researchers, at the second stage NAFDA, and then of course the variety release committee for the good work they are doing within the system. I believe that all our research institutes will have to now key into this type of program with a view to making, our products more accessible in terms of nomenclature. So therefore, I am very, very grateful, and I convey, the happiness of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria to you. Thank you very much, and I wish you a happy celebration.
Thank you so much, Professor Garba Sherubutu, for your kind words. Are we moving?
I think the representative of the Seed Entrepreneurs Association in Abia, Reverend Father Onyemachi, is now ready to give his goodwill message.
Okay, he can go ahead, please.
Reverend Father, can you go ahead, please?
Can he unmute himself, please? Okay, maybe...
Reverend Father Benjamin, can you please unmute yourself so that they can hear you?
That I have done.
Okay, go ahead.
Go on. Yeah, start again, please. Go on.
So I'm delighted to be part of this epoch-making event, and I bring to everyone on this meeting the greetings from Abia State, and then asking the good Lord to bless each and every one of us. We are really glad to be part of the basic program, and then the success that is being recorded in Cassava seed system. Here in Abia State, we are doing very well in cassava seed production, and we've been able to galvanize ourselves into a cooperative, and we are synergizing and then working in harmony to make sure we achieve the desired success. So this renaming program is a welcome development, so that farmers can actually get acquainted with what we are doing with ease, and then have the difficulty and challenge they face in identifying some of these improved cassava varieties reduced. So I thank the officials of the IITA and the National Root Crop Research Institute here in Umudike for the effort you are making. And most especially, I thank the executives and then those who pilot the affairs of the basic too. We are glad to be part of this system, and we thank everyone who contributes to its success. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Onyemachi, for those kind and warm words. We appreciate.
Thank you.
All right, Tessie, thank you so much for coordinating that from your end. Let me recognize...
Go ahead and invite the representative of Catholic Relief Services, Mr. Oluwatosin Oni, to give his goodwill message.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Joseph, we can.
Great. We are excited to be co-participants and collaborators in this historic event happening in the cassava seed sector of Nigeria. Catholic Relief Services has been a pioneer in promoting the seed system since 2012 and has been supporting very well the growth and promotion, the development of the seed system and the seed entrepreneurs. We are happy that one of the key challenges that seed entrepreneurs and actually farmers who patronize the seed entrepreneurs have in respect of recognizing particular varieties and associating their correct names to them in the process of marketing and selling will be overcome through this naming event, such that when a variety is called by its recognized new name, it will be easy for them to associate it to what variety it is. And they will not just be calling every cassava by one common name that seems to be popular. And we also see that this will also help in actually promoting good growth and development of the various varieties that are coming up and that will be named today. So we really are grateful and appreciate the opportunity to be part of this team and to support the growth of this. And we commit to working together with the entire project and team and the seed entrepreneurs in marketing this name because it goes beyond actually rebranding or renaming them. The promotion of the new names and marketing is significant. And this we promise to put in our best foot at promoting. We appreciate all the supporters and all those who have contributed to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tosin. We recognize the contributions of CRS in seed system, cassava seed system in Nigeria. We recognize your contributions in Basic 1, and then your contribution also is expected in this Basic 2. Thank you very much. Can we have a representative of Sahel Consulting to give their Goodwill message?
Thank you, Tessie. Good day, all participants from the different parts of the world. I recognize all the distinguished scientists, the donor representatives, our processor partners, our farmers, all the invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me apologize on behalf of my associate partner, Temi Tokbe Adegori, who was looking forward to deliver this remark, but is unavoidably absent. He's currently on a field trip in Ghana. My name is Chinedu Abara. I'm a consultant at Sahel Consulting. At Sahel Consulting, we are solely focused on unlocking the agriculture and nutrition potential of Nigeria and across Africa. So we are partners on the Basic 2 project. We support cassava processors to develop seed systems and then help that to make available improved seeds to farmers and outgrowers and all that. So the importance of this variety naming event in formalizing the cassava seed system cannot be overemphasized. We know how important a name is to the identification of an individual, and I see the same process here for the cassava seed system, and particularly in this part of the world, we know how important naming is, and this is very important to the system. So I'd like to stop here and say a big thank you to everybody, and may this day be remembered for years to come as the beginning of good things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think because of time, we will come back here quickly. Tessie, thank you so much for getting these colleagues on board. Let me invite the Executive Director of Agri Seed Council, National Agri Seed Council, Dr. Philip Ojo, if he's in the house, to give us his goodwill message.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think Dr. Philip Ojo is on another engagement. He was here at the beginning, and he has, as usual, has given me the permission to speak on his behalf. Well, we are looking at this exercise as our own. Why? Because we
are interfacing within the farmers and the scientists. So now that we have what you are dealing with has names that both groups will have understanding. I think our certification officers, particularly the third-party certification agents, I think it will make the whole exercise very, very easy for us. So we appreciate the scientists, very good work they have been doing. And of course, let me say the basic family entirely. The basic family has done so many things very wonderful in the life of cassava in Nigeria. This is even rubbing on other crops because we are using what experiences from basic touching into other root crop systems. So I think I wouldn't want to take so much because I'm so excited. If you are you know what it is to allow an excited man to come and speak in where he's too happy. So many things he'll be saying that might even be out of. So thank you very much, Dr. Alfred Dixon and the IIT unit, and of course our professor. Thank you very much. I think Basic 2 is meeting us very well. Thank you and thank you. On behalf of NAC's family, we are very grateful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ojo, represented by Khalid there. We appreciate that, and I agree with you that when you are excited, you may extend the time. But thank you for keeping it to time. We appreciate you for that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize in our midst the presence of the Deputy Director General for Partnerships for Delivery, Dr. Kenton Dashil. He has been with us, and as the host institution from this network here, let me give him some time to say one or two words to us. Ken, please, are you there?
Yeah, Godwin. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to just make a brief comment. I'm also very, very excited about this development. As so many people have already stated, this is very important. It's going to really help the cassava seed industry in a big way. And I just wish Basics 2 great success. I think we're off to a great start. Thank you very much, and I think I should end here.
Thank you so much, Ken, for those warm remarks. And I recognize the presence of David Eagle from MIDA. He's been with us. Thank you for joining. Because of time constraints, I will go quickly to invite Professor Chiodozie Egesi to tell us why renaming cassava varieties in Nigeria. Egesi, please.
Thank you, Godwin, and thank you, Tessie. Thank you, everyone. I'll just say all protocol duly observed. Thank you for joining us today. As everyone has rightly said, it is an epoch-making event. We are glad that we have arrived here today. It's been something in our minds as a cassava breeder of nearly 20 years. It's been something we've really looked forward to, and it's happening today. So you can't imagine the joy that I have here. And like, if you look at the program, and I'm not sure everybody has the program, but what it is why are we renaming these varieties? So we know that the production and use of cassava has evolved into, grown from a subsistence crop to food security crop, and now to a commercially viable crop that we can use to generate income and enhance livelihoods of farmers, but also recently of seed producers, then of processors and other stakeholders. But for that to happen in a sustainable manner, a brand name for each of the popular and the highly demanded varieties is inevitable. We usually will give cassava the birth name that we refer to them at the time of the official release by the Variety Release Committee of code letters and serial numbers, which they acquired during the breeding and development stages. These code names are hard to remember, even for breeders, and they are confusing for many farmers. And they have frequently led to loss of identity of varieties. And sometimes you go to the farmers' fields, like Ismail mentioned. I'm taking this call together with the Variety Release Committee and Dr. Ismail Rabi at Owerri, where we are visiting on-farm trials for new varieties that we want to release. So if you don't take time, these varieties get mixed up, or they call them several names. For example, there's one they were calling Give Me Chance. And we see Give Me Chance with green petiole in one state and Give Me Chance with red petiole in another state. So that's a lot confusing. And this is something we want to solve today. Substituting the official names of the varieties with simpler or more relatable brand names will make farmers more familiar and closer to these varieties. They can relate to these varieties. So from the Basic 2 project, 2 early generation seed companies have been formed. One of them is called IITA Go Seed, and the second one is called Umudike Seeds. And we have set them up to ensure that production and commercialization of breeders and foundation seeds are done in a sustainable manner to ensure constant access to quality planting material of our improved varieties. So these 2 companies will help breeding projects and programs promote newly developed and released varieties. Hence the need for marketable names, because they are companies and they are going to go into the market. With brand names, there will be an expected increase in the rate of acceptability and adoption of our improved varieties. In this regard, I would also like to announce, also tell us that these varieties are currently, the varieties we have decided to name, there are 6 of them, and they are currently the most popular and the most highly demanded out of 46 that have been released in Nigeria. The process of choosing these names, I must reiterate this, it did not come from the scientists at IITA and NRCRI. We simply coordinated it, the committee coordinated it, but the actual names were given by the farmers. The process of choosing these names included the participation of cassava farmers, seed entrepreneurs, and processors across Nigeria, most of whom are in this meeting today. And I will say, I know that the variety names will come later, or somebody else will present that, but we are talking about CR36-5, TMS 96-1632, 980505, and 419 and 980581, and also the yellow root 070593. So these will be given names shortly, I think, by the next speakers. But I also want to use this opportunity to highlight our mission. We have been to 5 states now. When I mean we, the researchers of Next Gen Cassava Breeding Project and the Variety Release Committee. We are looking at how farmers are evaluating the on-farm pre-release varieties that we have bred, and we are hopefully going to release, if not by the end of this year, then it's early next year. And we have also taken time to invite those farmers who participated in the evaluation to give them proposed promotional brand names. And the brand names are, okay, there are 3 varieties. I wouldn't mention their brand names, but it's just to tell us that about 3 to 4 varieties are in the making. And we are very glad and excited that this is happening today, and that when these varieties are released, the names will be immediately adopted because they have been given brand names. So thank you for joining us today, and I know that you agree with me that we really needed to have these brand names. And going forward, we have worked out the best practice for brand names that we can share with our partners, not only in Nigeria, in other crops, but also across Africa. So we're glad to have the East Africans. Some other West African partners are here from Ghana, and some next-gen people from all over the world have joined us. So thank you for joining us. And
thank you so much, Professor Chiodozie Egesi. A round of applause to him, please. Let's invite Mrs. Folusho Olaniyan to speak to us a bit about branding and marketing. if you can take some few minutes to tell us the importance of branding in marketing, that would be very helpful. You have the floor. Mrs. Folusho, are you there?
Okay. Yes, good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a great occasion today to be part of the naming ceremony for cassava varieties. Cassava is a prosperity crop, and prosperity has to do with improving the economic status of all stakeholders. And marketing is very important. Branding is key. And post-harvest, marketing is a very important exercise. And why this naming ceremony is important is that the branding of a product or a species is like a magnet. It attracts consumers, farmers to that brand, especially if the names are appealing, and the names that will be given today, I can assure you, are appealing. So this would guarantee increase in sales, definitely, because people want to buy products that they like the name, and the names are so interesting. Another importance of branding and marketing is that, it distinguishes the product from competition. And even though there are other varieties that are all over the place, probably not the ones that are on the dashboard of IT, the fact that organizations like Basics are pushing brands that have names, it distinguishes the brands. And once the good names have attracted consumers like farmers who want to use them, the beauty of it is that ITA promotes the best quality, and it's that quality that will also add value to the benefits of the good names, the varieties that have been given. So it's a great event because now the cassava has identity. When babies are born, they tag them in the hospital until they are named on the 7th or 8th day. You still call that baby baby. But with cassava now, with what has happened today, they have names we can identify with, not code numbers that sometimes can be mixed up. Because I've seen a situation where some transporters who are to move cassava to processors mix up the names. Some of them are not very literate. So numbers are complex and they are not really happy with it. They mix up the numbers. Even in labeling, they turn the numbers upside down. But with the names they identify with, it's so important because it will help them with aggregation. It will help with making deliveries faster. Even when harvest has been done, it will help with the sorting. And then it will also promote faster tracking because now those products have names that people identify with. It's so important to hold on to those names because those names were not just picked from the blues. They have some emotional attachment. There's some sentiment attached to those names. And when we are able to identify with the stakeholders and those who are stakeholders who have added value to the industry, and the names are names people love to call, believe me, the cassava industry is going to move on to the next level. Profitability will go up, and all stakeholders will benefit from it. I can't wait for those names to be unveiled because there are names you even want to call, even when you are not in the farm, you're at home. These are names that bring good memories. And I congratulate the Basics team. I was a member of the Project Advisory Council. I still identify with Basics, and I congratulate them for this event. I congratulate them for this breakthrough. I congratulate NextGen, NRCRI. This is a great beginning. And post-COVID, this is one of the most remarkable events because you know what? It's an event that will bring about recovery of the cassava sector in Africa. I congratulate you all. I congratulate myself because I'm one of you. And I wish the cassava family greater successes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Our cassava now can be called their real names. Thank you.
All right, let's invite Dr. Peter Kolako to give us a description of the varieties that are going to be renamed. Peter?
Yeah, Mercy, will you please allow me to share my screen? Good.
Can you share it now?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Peter.
It's coming. So can you see that? Great. Well, it's my great pleasure to both describe the varieties and to announce the names that we're going to assign to them. It's a great pleasure to join my esteemed colleague from the National Root Crops Research Institute. I really appreciate that you've led us to this important occasion of renaming many of these important cassava varieties. The particular varieties that we're going to talk about today are ones that have demonstrated commercial potential. In the Basics project, we've had a number of activities that have helped us do this. We have demand creation trials that are done directly with processors of cassava. This has been done in cooperation with Sahel Capital and with Sahel Consulting and the Context Global Development in Basics 1 and is continuing in Basics 2. We have the commercial seed producers led by Catholic Relief Services and National Root Crops Research Institute, especially in Benue State and Abia State, but also in other locations from Basics 1. And then we have Harvest Plus. And these have all led to demonstrated potential of these varieties. I'm going to start with TME 419, which is a variety that all of us already know. This is a variety that we're not going to change the name because 419 or 419 is widely recognized. So we decided we would keep this name. This is a plant that has really excellent plant type. It has an erect, straight plant type that's excellent for mechanization, but also good for intercropping. It's really one of the most versatile varieties that we have. It's very high yielding and has very reliable high dry matter content, high starch content. It's CMD resistant, as are all of the varieties that we're talking about, so this is very important for disease management and ultimately high yield. It has very good stem qualities and good roots. It's good for starch, for flour, for gari, and it's good for fresh consumption. So this is a variety that we already know, and we're not going to change the name. Now I have the pleasure of announcing Ayaya. This has been known as CR36-5 as its breeding number. It's also a plant that has very high stable dry matter composition, and this has been demonstrated in our demand creation trials. And processors really like it because it has good yields of flour and starch, so it's excellent for flour and starch production. It also has an erect growth habit and good stem characteristic. It has a distinctive purple petiole, and it's also CMD resistant. So Ayaya has a good future, I believe, for all of us. TMS 9, which will now be known as Farmer's Pride, it also has this very characteristic erect plant type, similar to TME 419. It tends to have more multiple stems per plant than TME 419, but it's very reliably high yielding, and it also has high stable dry matter production, so you get very good yield of starch and flour. And it's the plant architecture of this variety and its root characteristics are really what is driving demand by processors. And then we have what has been known as TMS 980581. This is going to be known as Dixon. Many of you will recognize the name Dixon, and it's very good that we have a variety that has this auspicious name associated with it. Of course, Alfred Dixon was the breeder behind this variety, and it also has a nice erect plant habit. It's very vigorous, it's high yielding, it has a characteristic red petiole, and one of its very distinguishing characteristics is that it is excellent for drought tolerance. All cassava goes through a drought period. This variety, no matter where it's grown, whether it's in the north or the south, really shows good tendency to maintain its leaves and to have healthy plant growth in almost any conditions. So it is again, it's CMD resistant. It's also good, very good for Gary production. So it will continue to have an important commercial market in the Gary sector, which is one of the largest market segments for cassava. Then we have another variety, 98050505, which will now be known as fine phase. This variety, in fact, has the highest level of cassava mosaic disease resistance of any of the varieties that we have released thus far. It has a very attractive, beautiful plant architecture that's really an umbrella shape. It's very good for weed control because it covers the ground very quickly. It also has excellent Gary production. And this variety will now be known as fine face. And then finally, in the very important new sector for cassava, a biofortified cassava, we have the variety TMS 070593, which will now be known as Sunshine. This is the best current biofortified variety. It has high concentrations of provitamin A, which is important for enhancing nutrition. It has yellow roots. Of course, it's excellent for yellow Gary and for many other biofortified products. It has a very good root shape, root structure, and it's very high yielding. It also has good dry matter content, the best dry matter content of all the biofortified varieties that have been released thus far. It also has very good CMD resistance. So this is the constellation of varieties that we'll be renaming now, and it's my pleasure to yield the floor back to you, to the rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kolaku.
Thank you so much, Peter Kolaku, for that. Let me go quickly to invite Professor Chiodozie Egesi. He wants to say one or two things in addition. Egesi, please, go on.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Again, I'm back. Just a quick one. So following from what Peter just presented, I just wanted to alert us, especially as we have farmers in the room and processors. Some of you will know some of these varieties, like some of you will know this variety, and you have also given it a name called Game Changer. So I understand why that name, because I don't want to be presumptuous, but some of the farmers and the processors that have evaluated this variety says that it is changing the game that 419 has been playing. And so that's one of the proposed promotional names, should it be released by the committee later this year. And the second one is, I will be calling the last few digits because it's so long, and this is a very good reason why we really need better names. This one, the farmer said Obasanjo 2. I think there's an Obasanjo somewhere, and Obasanjo 2, they want to give the name. The Variety Release Committee will see this NR line that is coming from the National Root Crops Research Institute. A lot of farmers were ranking it the first variety for them in their farms, and they also gave it the name Hope. And I believe it's making them very hopeful whenever they see the plant standing in the farm. It gives them so much hope. The last one that we hope to also bring to registration is a land race introduced from Ghana. This variety is very poundable, and it's easy to, and when you boil it, it tastes, you know the feeling, very mealy, feels like yam. So the farmers called it poundable. Just note that a lot of names were given to these varieties before the farmers voted and chose these ones. So I wanted you to know. And again, this is not being presumptuous. We're not sure that all of them will make it, but we are hopeful that some will be able to scale through and be released by the committee. It's just for our information and for preparation. And also for the two companies, IITA Go Seed to take note of, and Umudike Seed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Egesi, for telling us about what is going to happen in the cassava family in the next few months to come. We appreciate that. I'd like to invite the Iron Lady in the house, Dr. Mercy. Mercy is the coordinator, the head of the IITA Go Seed that is helping in producing the early generation seeds. Mercy, please, can you come over? She also played a very key role in making this event happen. So it's my pleasure and honor to invite her to say one or two things before we move forward. Mercy.
I join you to welcome the Iron Lady.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Godwin and Dr. Tessie, for your kind words. So for me today, I'm mostly elated at today's ceremony. We've been on this, it's been a long journey, like since the advent of the BASIS project from Basics 1 until date. And I'm glad that it's coming to fruition today. So I just want to say one or two things. I'm not going to be wasting your time about these names. Like has been said by previous speakers, these were not names that were influenced by us. I mean, the breeders, the scientists, and those behind the scene. We actually went out to the farmers. We sent, even from the selection of the first set of names, they did that. And this was based on some visits, farmer visits we did during harvest, because we called them, to, suggest names. What do they think is mostly comfortable with them? And it's from this list of names we went through the process. So I just want to say some few reasons why I believe they gave some of these varieties their name, like the CR36-5, which is IIR, is beautiful, called beautiful. If you see the architecture, in a very large multiplication, it looks very beautiful. The stem color is brownish and very, very uniform. It's a plant that grows really, really very uniform. And it has very good establishment rate. We also know about the 505, 989505, now called fine face. The meaning is because of the gari that is being produced from this variety. You need to see the gari, very white and very beautiful. I mean, when you go to the market, the first thing that attracts you to the sellers of gari is how the gari is looking on the kiosks and all that. So it has this very beautiful face and you need to see the votes for this number. It was really a very huge one. Then we have Farmer's Pride, which is 1632. It's one that at the early stage, you see the material, the leaves, they are very, very attractive. And this particular variety has numerous roots and very huge roots. So it looks like someone that is actually proud, if you ask me. So it's a very pride. That's why I believe the farmers resonated with it as farmers' pride. Then we have, of course, the 593, which is about fortified material. Because of the yellow color, we all know yellow color, the sun is sunshine, I think, and of course what it gives to the earth, highly vitamin A, and is very, very, very healthy and nutritious. Then we have 419. I don't know if I can ask in there, is there anybody that would want us to change that varietal name? That name. I think if we don't even know cassava at all, we know 419. I don't think, even though it connotes something not good in Nigeria, but I think it's an evidence that something that is not good can actually become good. Because in the cassava sector, 419 is more or less like one of the best varieties. Then, of course, we have our own dear 980581, which we are naming after one of our fathers in the cassava sector, Dr. Alfred Dixon. So, yeah, I'm very happy at that. He was actually the one who worked on the variety. He bred along with others, but it is one variety he holds so dear to his heart because of the resilience of the variety. And I think because of the red petiole. Is a Sierra Leonean by origin, and they eat cassava leaves. And I think that's one good trait for people who eat cassava leaves, the red petiole. And I think it was worthwhile that we named the variety after him. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for those comments. Very interesting as to the reasons why these varieties got the names that they received. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite Mrs. Karima Babangida to move for the adoption of names. Mrs. Karima Babangida is the FDA Director from the Federal Ministry of Agri and Rural Development in Nigeria. Please, ma, this is your time to join and have the floor.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to you all. I would want to start by, first of all, congratulating the National Good Crops Research Institute, as well as the other partners, such as IITA, Basics 2, and other state entrepreneurs that have actually contributed towards this process. For me, this is a very welcome development, and it's coming at the right time because with the COVID-19 pandemic now and the need for the country to ensure that whatever we can do to have food security in the country and nutrition security, this is a welcome development so that the farmers who are going to grow these crops now can actually identify the planting material with the local name. And it's also heartwarming for me to hear that the farmers actually participated in the branding of these cassava varieties. So this is quite commendable. I would want to appreciate all the team that worked tirelessly to come up with these brand names. Thirdly, may I also say that the ministry, recognizing that planting material is very, very important to any agricultural venture, has actually engaged the services of the National Root Crops Research Institute to come up with some planting materials which we are going to distribute to the commercial, for commercial production by the seed companies as well as farmers. For the renaming, which is a very good development, which is going to be used both by the commercial people, the farmers, and the extension agents, I think this is the way to go for the country. Then may I also say that This is a very, very important thing also for the ministry, and I'm sure the Honorable Minister will welcome this because we are now talking in the language that the farmer understands. As we know, most of food production in Nigeria is at the subsistence level. Many farmers not learned, uneducated, so it would have been very, very difficult for them to understand all these long code names. But with the local names, beautiful names that we have had today, I believe this will go a long way in bridging the gap for us. So on this note, it is my singular honor and privilege to move for the adoption of the 6 released varieties, namely TM419 official name to the new brand name TME419. The second variety is IBA 9805 H1 to the new name Dixon. The third variety, CR 36-5 to the new name Ayaya. Then the fourth variety, IBA 961632 to Farmers Pride. I believe this name is very, very apt for that variety. Seems to be the highest yielder of all. Then the other IBA we have is number 5 variety, which is IBA 980505 to Fine Face. I'm sure the ladies would like that name, especially the market women. Then IBA 070598 to Sunshine. This is also a very, very good name because Nigeria also is a country of sunshine. Africa is a country of sunshine, and I believe a lot of farmers would welcome this new name. Then secondly, I would also want to move for the adoption of the pre-release varieties with the new branded names, TMS 134F1160P004 to the game changer. We have heard why it's being called the game changer. The second variety under that category is TMS 13F134P022 Obasanjo 2. I believe that is also in paying a lot of honor and homage to our former President Obasanjo. Then the third one under this category is NR 130124, and the brand name is Hope, and I believe this will bring a lot of hope to our Nigerian farmers and to the African farmers. Then the last but not the least is TME B693, which is called poundable, and as we heard, this is due to the quality of the flour that comes out of it, where Ghana, I think, pounds a lot of its cassava, why for Nigeria we make a lot of gari and other products. So thank you very much. I therefore move for the adoption of these new varieties, brand names for these varieties. So the floor is open. Who will move for the adoption of that? I've done that for who is going to second. Hello?
Hello? We're listening. Thank you so much, Mrs. Babangida, for adopting this name on behalf of Nigeria and for the Nigerian farmers. We appreciate you for that. May I invite Dr. Alfred Dixon, to whom one of the varieties is named after, to make his comments. Chief, you have the floor, please. Hello, Dr. Dixon.
Yes, it's all. I was muted by the organizers.
All right.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
All protocols observed. I am very, very happy to be part of this naming ceremony, the first to happen in Nigeria for Cassava. I appreciate all the organizers of this event, of the Next Gen Cassava project and Basics 2 project working together, and the Basics 2 project living on the good works of the Basics project. We are really perpetuating the names of cassava varieties in Nigeria. I am also honored that my name is perpetuated in Nigeria through an improved variety IBA 980581 as Dixon. Just like we have Washington and Maiden for citrus, Cavendish for bananas, etc., etc. Though I will have gone, but I will not be forgotten. I have always believed while being at IITA that cassava should be a pace setter for rural development in Nigeria in particular and sub-Saharan Africa in general. It is indeed an engine for socioeconomic growth in sub-Saharan Africa. For this reason, and in collaboration with colleagues at the National Agricultural Research Systems, I have pioneered the genetic improvement of cassava through a combination of conventional and new approaches. Over 400 cassava varieties have been developed for multiple resistance to the prevalent disease and pests for a wide range of ecologies and cropping systems, and which are grown throughout sub-Saharan Africa. The characteristics of the new generation of cassava cultivars reflected the vision of an expanded future role of cassava in food, feed, and industrial applications. With this landmark event, I am confident that improved cassava varieties and their seed system will truly and foresightedly continue to contribute to food security, poverty alleviation, and improved livelihoods in sub-Saharan Africa. And it is my fervent belief and that the young generation of cassava breeders and seed system specialists will surely make this happen. I appreciate all the supporters of the cassava seed system in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Chief Dr. Alfred Dixon, the Balogun Agbe of Ikoyi land, the Golden Cassava Award winner, recognizing your work in cassava, and today also being honored by one of the very important varieties being named after your name. Thank you so much for your continued good work and also for mentorship of young people to take the breeding space in cassava. Thank you so much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we go, there is one man that has been with us since the beginning of the program, and he's very important to the Basics family, and that is Hemant Nituka. If he's still there, please, Hemant, could you say one or two comments before we come to a close of the program? Hemant? Hello, Hemant? Are you there? If he's not there yet, I will invite the representative of the extension service providers here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Godwin, for giving me this opportunity.
Thanks.
And it's a great pleasure to see what has happened today. As Paul, Ilona, and others already mentioned, a good name will really help for branding and expansion. And the names also are great. So all the names are very, very catchy, and I congratulate the whole team to have chosen those names. And I hope we will cherish this day in a few years' time, when the productivity of the farmers, cassava farmers, will increase and they get the better price, and Nigeria will realize the true potential of cassava. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate Lawrence Kent and Lauren Good's constant encouragement for this project, and the whole IITA team, NRCRI team, and NASC team, including the DG of NASC and Dr. Khalid and Professor Ukpabi. Everyone, I can't, I don't want to miss names because there are so many names. So thank you, everybody. We are all champions, and more energy to all of us to make sure we get the results on the ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hemant. Let me invite Bola from the extension service providers to come and say one or two words before we close.
Hemant. Yeah. And thank you, everybody. Can I invite?
On behalf of all the extension service providers of justice, development, and peace all over Nigeria, we want to sincerely thank all the stakeholders involved in developing the commercial cassava seed sector in Nigeria for their support to our farmers, especially our farmers being the pioneer commercial seed producers in Nigeria. We appreciate you, and we promise that we're going to propagate these beautiful varieties for improved livelihoods and for food security. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bola, for those kind words. And at this point, I would like to thank all of you for your time. We hand over to Professor Lateef Sani, who will speak, and then we come to a close, keeping the program at 4:30, just some minutes past 4:30. A round of applause to Professor Sani.
Great farmers, no farmers. We want to thank everybody, starting from Lawrence Kent, Lauren Good, Chief Alfred Dixie, Peter Kulako, Emmett, Graham Thier, Paul Ilona, the Chairman, Advisory Council for Basic 2. We want to thank all of you. We want to thank the breeders coordinated by Peter Kulako, Egesi, Mercy, for this wonderful naming ceremony. We have demonstrated the essence of one CGIAR with this event. We have coordinated ourselves as IITA, SIP. SIAT is also inclusive in NextGen, and we have shown to the whole world that we can have one product for the whole world. We want to thank the Executive Director of NRCRI, ARCN, National Variety Release Committee, National Seed Council of Nigeria. We want to thank Folusho Olaniyan, the Foundation Board member of BASIC, who actually was just called almost 4 hours ago to present today, and she attended. We want to thank Professor Stella Williams, a professor of repute, the founder of Nigerian Women in Agricultural Research and Development Council, that logged in from US and mobilized all women that are also inside. The President, Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology, that coordinates all the multinationals and user industries that are using cassava for beverages. We want to thank them. They are also, NIFT is part of this meeting today. All our partners, Sahel, CRS, And all other colleagues that are here, we thank you very much. Specifically the private sectors, Sotri International, Igusi, Flour Mill of Nigeria, Aruge Cassava Industry in Ekiti State, and all of you that you are part of this event, we want to thank you. In Tanzania, David of Mida from Canada and Tanzania, they've been part of this naming ceremony. Our leader, Regina Kapenga and Dr. Abbas, they are also in the house. We thank all of you. We want to thank our mother, Mrs. Babangida. I look at her, I see her in United Nations in some years to come. She's been representing the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She's been wonderful. She attempted to log in yesterday, and she called me. I said, Ma, it is tomorrow. We thank you very much for this commitment. To the leadership of IITA, from Saginga and Ken, Robert, Marcia Dixon, and all of you that gave us freedom to thrive, we want to thank you. My colleagues, Godwin, and all the other colleagues that we work together in Basic 2, today mark the landmark of a partnership that all of us, we can work together to excel. IITA Media Team, Justice Peace Development Commission, Movement, and all the NGOs, both in Abia State, Benue State, Oyo State, Ogun State, Kwara State, we want to thank you. And we thank God Almighty for giving us this grace to be part of history. Looking at the speech of Chief Dr. Alfred Dixon, who said, and I quote, "Though I will have gone, but I will not be forgotten forever." To God be the glory. Thank you very much.
And so this is where we come to the end of the program. Thank you, and do have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.